In the headlines, bank customers hopeful hardship will ease as CBN breaks silence, says all 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes remain legal tender till December 31st. Police declare Bauchi lawmaker wanted over culpable homicide. Intrigues ahead of governorship election as ruling party devise winning strategy. And on the foreign scene, Cyclone Freddy death toll in Malawi, Mozambique passes 100. Hello and welcome to Trust News Updates. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Now the news in detail. Traders in Kano say businesses are gradually picking up since the presidential nod and the central bank directives to banks on legal status of the old Naira notes. Trust TV correspondent Idris Zubarin reports that although customers are still using point of sale to pay for transactions, the old 500 and 1,000 Naira notes are being accepted by traders. His report.
Across many parts of the commercial city of Kano, majority of traders say they have now resumed to collecting the old Naira notes following the CBN announcement. But some say the cash is not available in the market. We have heard the news on the radio, but you see there is still no cash in the market. People are yet to start bringing out their money, but when people started bringing it out, we will collect. According to traders in some market of Kano metropolis, most people are still not aware that CBN has directed the use of the old 500 and 1,000 Naira note, which is why some customers and traders alike are yet to start accepting it. Whatever the CBN governor says is like the president, because he can't do it without the approval of the president. But you see, some people are still not accepting it. But we here in the market, if they bring the money to us, we will collect. Even now, I have accepted 10,000 Naira old note. And anyone that bring it to me, I will collect it. Although people are still trooping across all commercial banks in Kano to get cash, but traders say less than 24 hours since the announcement, businesses are fast picking up in Kano and that many people have complied to accepting the old notes. Truly, because of this announcement, we have started collecting the old Naira notes and businesses are picking up. And even those who are bringing goods to us from the village, once we call them, they will bring it because they know that there is cash now. We will just give them. So gradually, things are picking up here with us. Even now, I want to buy ingredients to take to my house, and I'm going to give them the old Naira note. So people are accepting it now. At the moment, cash is still scarce in circulation, but most people believe that with the latest development, things will improve in the next coming days. Idris Zubarin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Directive of the Central Bank of Nigeria to commercial banks recognizing old Naira notes as legal tender has elicited happiness amongst residents of the Federal Capital Territory. Trust TV's Kabir Lawal reports that long silence of the Apex Bank since the Supreme Court order on March 3rd has left the residents confused. The report.
Central Bank of Nigeria in a statement on Monday recognized the use of the old 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira note as a legal tender till 31st December this year. It is a sigh of relief for many bank customers who find it hard to access their hard-earned deposits in the bank owing to the CBN's Naira redesign and cashless policy. Some bank customers said they are happy with the development, but government should avoid the kind of confusion their silence must have caused.
It's a good policy, but unfortunately it came late because people have suffered a lot. You know, you could hear people dying while going to get currency, while going to get cash, either at the ATM or the banking hall. It's quite unfortunate that despite the fact that many Nigerians, many Nigerians have gone against this policy, and that CBN and with the Supreme Court decision almost close to a week plus now, And just yesterday, CBN governor is coming out to tell the public that they can continue using the old currency.
Baba, I never collect you. I never even see this money safe. I still reason and share. I still reason and but because why I still reason and be say, you know, say before if God talk, we go wait for president. Now president never talk, but CBN don't talk. Sure, but I still reason if now be the cocoa.
Some said that the people really suffered from the cashless policy implementation, adding that many were subjected to unnecessary hardship.
According to what I hear yesterday, they say CBN say we could use the old Naira notes. And for the direction where we see where the thing they go, the thing no make sense. That means Nigeria know they move forward. Why it no make sense to me be say, I think say they have plan for in the initial stage of introducing the new currency. But now coming in direction of stopping the old currency, bringing the new currency to come in existence. Unfortunately, yesterday night they said we should go back to the old currency. That means I don't see the government, whether the government have any good direction.
They are taking us back. Since they have already taken it out, let it remain out. The way forward is just to make sure that the new currency is being printed out more so that it will just circulate. I didn't succeed with getting money because everybody, they locked the gate and they are saying they are giving old currency, but yet there was no money. And I've been there for over 2 hours, so there's no need. I have to go back.
The Supreme Court had on March 3rd ordered that the old Naira note remained legal tender till December 31st.
Despite the Central Bank of Nigerian directive to make the old currency a legal tender in the country, people are finding it very difficult, especially at the ATM machines, and they complain to us that the machine is not dispensing the new or the old currency, making life difficult for them. In Abuja, Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News.
Police in Bauchi State have declared member representing Bauchi Federal Constituency, Yakubu Shehu Wanted, placing a bounty of 1 million naira on him. Shehu was elected lawmaker on the platform of the PRP, but later defected to the APC. The police bulletin released by police spokesman SP Ahmed Wakili said the Nigerian police force under the authority of the Inspector General of Police Usman Baba had declared the member Yakubu Abdullahi Shehu wanted in connection with a case of criminal conspiracy causing grievous hurt, inciting disturbances of public peace and culpable homicide. It said the security agency asked anyone with useful information about his whereabouts to contact them, promising a 1 million naira bounty on the lawmaker. On security, abductors of a mother and her daughter have demanded a fresh 2 million naira ransom and 2 motorcycles to release the victims who were kidnapped from Janjala community in Kagarko local government area of Kaduna State. The bandits on February 5th invaded the victim's residence and whisked away the woman, Shamsia, her husband, Mustafa, and their 16-year-old daughter, Mahapaza, at gunpoint. However, after payment of 2 million naira ransom, the bandits freed Mustafa and held Shamsia and Mahapaza. The Madaki of Janjala, Samaila Babangida, who is Mustafa's elder brother, said on Tuesday that the kidnappers had demanded another 2 million naira and 2 motorcycles to release the remaining victims. According to him, the bandits released Mustafa on Monday after collecting 2 million naira, adding that they told him that's Mustafa to go and raise another 2 million naira and 2 brand new motorcycles before the wife and her daughter would be set free. A total of 5,138 people were killed within 87 months due to armed invasions in different parts of Benue State. Executive Secretary of Benue State Emergency Management Agency, Emmanuel Shaw, stated this on Monday at a press conference in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, during which he gave an update on the humanitarian crisis in the state. Shaw noted that the death figures were recorded between 2015, when the present government of Samuel Ortom assumed power, and March 13, 2023. He said within 7 years and 3 months, 18 out of 23 local government areas of the state were affected by the killings, adding that in 2015 alone, the state recorded 1,177 killings, while 809 were killed in 2016. The breakdown indicated that 43 persons were killed in 2017, while the state recorded 440 killings in 2018, a total of 117 A total of 117 in 2019 and 88 in 2020. Shaw added that the killings took a colossal dimension in 2021 with a higher figure of 2,131, while in 2022 the state recorded 172 killings, and so far in the 3 months of 2023 it had recorded 104. In politics, ahead of the March 18 governorship and State House of Assembly election in Kaduna State, the state governor Nasir El-Rufai has introduced a free bus service in the metropolis and is also embarking on a series of visitations to communities across the state to seek support from the electorates. But the leading opposition party in the state, the People's Democratic Party, say the free bus service is nothing but an indication that the ruling party in the state is losing the support of the masses. The report.
The APC lost to PDP in the presidential and National Assembly election in Kaduna State. The ruling APC led by Governor El-Rufai is therefore deploying a series of strategies, including free bus service, to avoid a repeat of what happened during the February 25th polls.
So if the APC government introduced the vehicle for the people, why? It's because of the situation we are in. We have the same situation at the back? No. Which situation? Maybe this cashless policy and people are suffering. This is the aim of the state government introducing these buses. Because finding 20 naira, 50 naira, 10 naira, it has become a war.
We must know that AP's government in Kaduna State has never donated such items, either during Ramadan fasting, Salah, Christmas or Easter, to the masses of Kaduna State. Why now?
With the APC running on a same-faith ticket, the PDP is alleging that the ruling APC is taking advantage of religion to win the election.
We wrote another petition on the 1st of March this year, asking the police to be mindful of plans by the APC to incite the public through the use of some Islamic clerics. We, the PDP, strongly condemned and reject this blatant abuse of power by the APC-led government.
All what I want to pass this information to the general public is that APC does not feel a Muslim candidate for anything rather than the competency. Maybe we feel they are competent enough. Maybe in some case, maybe some years, we may decide to feel maybe Christian. So our concentration here is not based on religion. It's based on the simple majority. We want to vote. I mean, we want to win the election by any way possible and legal.
Religion has been brewed to divide us, especially this election. And this election is very, very sensitive. And I would want to call on the electorate that after the election, whoever is going to be in office is going to run the office based on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and not on the Bible or the Quran. So let's vote people based on their competencies, that they have empathy, they have courage, they have character.
As the March governorship election drew closer, politicians are appealing to INEC and security agencies to be unbiased in the discharge of their duties to ensure that only the will of the people prevail. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Mahmoud Yakubu, has praised the security agency's performance during the just concluded presidential and National Assembly elections, urging them to replicate same during the forthcoming governorship and state assembly elections. Noel Sampson reports that he made the recommendation during the Commission's meeting with the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security.
Security of officials, materials and voters is imperative on election day. For the INEC chairman, security agencies have not done badly during the presidential and National Assembly elections. Mahmoud Yakubu commended the cooperation of the different security agencies during the just concluded elections, with a call for them to do more in the impending governorship and state assembly elections.
We look forward to improved performance in the election holding this weekend. The governorship election will hold in 28 states of the Federation. As we are aware, governorship elections in 8 states, Anambra, Bayelsa, Edo, Ekiti, Imo, Kogi, Ondo, and Osun states are held off-cycle and therefore not conducted during the general election. However, elections will be conducted for all the 993 state constituencies nationwide. Our state offices have made available to the Nigeria Police Force, being the lead agency in election security, the delimitation details for both the governorship and state assembly elections.
The National Security Advisor, Babagana Mogono, commended the peaceful conduct of political parties and their members during the elections. He said national security should not be relegated to the background during the forthcoming elections.
So far, so good. We do not envisage anything that's going to be terrible or apocalyptic in terms of the next few days. But that does not mean that we should all do away with our state of readiness. We must comply with the rules. We must also allow everyone, I've said this so many times, to exercise their fundamental rights as citizens of this country. What we do not want to happen is for anybody to preempt and to take the law into his or her own hands.
Rivalry and competition for political offices are more intense during governorship elections, shaped largely by local politics. Noel Samson, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The federal government says a total of 12,988,978 attacks were recorded during the February 25th presidential and National Assembly elections period in Nigeria. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Pantami, in a statement on Tuesday, said the attacks originated from both within and outside Nigeria and were targeted at public websites and portals and averaged around 1,550,000 daily. Pantami said the attacks skyrocketed to 6,997,277 on presidential election day. He said a committee set up by his ministry to curtail the activities of cyber criminals during the election started work on February 24, 2023 and ended work on February 28. Pantami said in the run-up to the 2023 general elections, threat intelligence revealed an astronomical increase in cyber threats to Nigerian cyberspace. You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. Tackling the menace of killer containers. Stay with us.
That's great.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're watching Trust News Update, a recap of our top stories. We told you that bank customers' hopeful hardship will ease as CBN breaks silence, says all 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes remain legal tender till December 31st. We also told you that police declare Bauchi lawmaker wanted over culpable homicide. Moving to other stories, President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sympathized with traders affected by the recent fire outbreaks in Kano State. In a statement from his media office on Tuesday, Tinubu bemoaned the inferno which affected a section of Singa commodity market in the city on Monday, a few days after similar incidents in 2 other markets. A statement signed by Abdulaziz quoted the president-elect as describing the incident as disturbing setbacks for the traders and the economy of the state. He called on the authorities concerned to get to the root of the rising cases of market infernos around the country and offer support that would cushion the losses suffered by the affected traders. In the same vein, the Federal Fire Service says it will inaugurate fire stations within markets across the country. The zonal controller in charge of Kano and Jigawa, Ahmed Garba Karaye, stated this when he visited Singa markets to assess the level of damage caused by fire on Monday in Kano. He said the service is committed to preventing and controlling fire. According to him, the Investigation Inspectorate and enforcement arms of the service will inspect and ensure fire safety compliance in public buildings. Rising cases of fire outbreaks in Kano markets is as a result of high weather temperature and substandard electric appliances. He said excessive heat, fuel and oxygen as major catalysts of the fire triangle, and heat can trigger fire without the presence of fuel, kerosene or diesel. The rise in cases of unlatched containers falling on road users in Lagos State and the country at large has become a source of concern for many Nigerians. The menace has inspired a petition with thousands of signatures calling on authorities to check what seems to have become a menace on Nigerian roads. In this special report, Trust TV examines its causes and likely ways of curtailing it. The report.
It was a Black Sunday on January 29, 2023 in Lagos, when a truck conveying a 20-foot container lost control with the container landing on a commercial bus and killing 9 people. The bus was said to be waiting to pick passengers when the incident happened at Ojuelegba Bridge in Surulere, the same bridge which has been notorious for such accidents in the past. Since the January incident, there have been several cases of accidents involving containers. Many say the rate at which containers are falling on Lagos roads calls to question the existing safety practices and remedial actions put in place by the authorities to avoid such ugly incidents, which more often than not leave behind trails of death and anguish. Several factors have been identified as being responsible for the high rate of container accidents, all mostly bordering on human factor. Coordinator of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Lagos Territorial Office, Ibrahim Fariloye, said most of the accidents are avoidable with strict adherence to safety protocols by truck drivers.
I experienced when the tanker, either gas or petrol tanker explodes. What we found out was that a certified vehicle will be loaded at the depot. Once they get out of the depot, they transfer the cargo, the tank, to another low-level truck. So most vehicles may not pass through normal standard. Remember, the Federal Road Safety Commission just had an agreement with Nigerian Port Authority to checkmate this menace.
For the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, the frequent container crashes pose a serious challenge in effective management of traffic in the state. Director of Public Affairs of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, Adebayo Taufik, blames truck drivers for not always obeying simple traffic rules and regulations on the highways, while some of them drive under the influence of alcohol.
Major causes are brake failures and overspeeding, and not excessive driving and not adhering to traffic signs on our roads. You would agree with me, in about 2 weeks ago, the state recorded nothing less than about 15 different container falling across the state. You have one that happens at Ojuelegba, you have one at Okota, Meron, Badagry, K2. But preliminary investigation and the research at which the agency conducted revealed that most of these trucks are not well packaged. Packaged in the sense that the owner or the driver doesn't make sure that these trucks are in good condition.
A truck driver who speaks on the development reiterates the need for his colleagues to observe all safety protocols on the roads and always ensure their trucks are in good condition. Stakeholders say with the cases rising on a daily basis, appropriate measures should be taken to end the menace.
Away from Nigeria, more than 100 people have been killed in Malawi and Mozambique after Cyclone Freddy, packing powerful winds and torrential rain, returned to southern Africa's mainland. Freddy barreled through southern Africa at the weekend for the second time in a few weeks, making a comeback after it first hit in late February. Malawi bore the brunt, counting at least 99 deaths after mudslides overnight washed away houses and sleeping occupants. Another 134 people were injured and 16 are reported missing. Malawi's commercial capital, Blantyre, recorded 85 deaths. A commissioner of the Department of Disaster Management Affairs said the death toll is expected to rise. In neighboring Mozambique, at least 10 people died and 14 were wounded. And finally, in sports, Nigerian champions Kwara Falcons, who lost their first game of the 2023 Basketball Africa League to Rwanda Energy Group at the Dakar Arena at weekend, will try to put their title ambitions back on track when they meet Mali's Stade Malien in their second game of the competition. Playing in the BAL Southern Conference, Kwara Falcons lost 48-64 to the Rwandan champions. Like Kwara Falcons, Stade Malien also lost their opening game to defending champions US Monastir of Tunisia and would want to bounce back to reckon in with a good outing today. After Tuesday's game, Kwara Falcons will meet US Monastir in their third game Wednesday at 4 p.m. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.